Hello, Aries. Ashley here. We're going to do your wrap-up reading for January. So this will be for the last week of January 2022. We're going to look at last week, this week, and next week. And we'll pull some tarot and see what's going on with you. Quick announcement. If you are interested, we just hit 1 year anniversary for Cheroklo Connections. So I have created a coupon code that you can access down in the description box if you want to get a discounted personal reading. The code is only good through the rest of January, and depending upon the scheduled availability. So I thought it would be fun to do something special for the company's 1 year anniversary. So if you want to check that out, it's down below if you're interested. So let's see what's going on for Aries this last week of January. Ace of Cups, 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Knight of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles, Temperance, 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Okay, bottom of the deck, 7 of Cups, the Empress, the Lovers, oh my, 6 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. It looks to me like, Aries, you are sitting in a situation, let's see here, where you've been through some difficulties in relationships in the past, heartbreak, kind of guarding yourself, going through some endings, and there being, some confusion associated with those changes. But I think you're in this place of seeking a soulmate here, hoping for some sort of deep connection here. But it's kind of like this energy of who's going to show up. With this 7 of Cups, it could be like there's even some confusion as to why it hasn't happened yet. And I feel like what's going on with this reading already, as I laid the cards out, is that there's something within you that needs looked at before it's going to show up. So we're going to dive in and try and figure out what that is, because it looks to me like you've been waiting, like trying to be patient and waiting for, this new soulmate, a new love to show up after a period of perhaps being single for some time now. In last week's position, we have the Void. So it's this dark moon energy, and you can see these cards are super dark. But there's like a feminine figure here, just kind of laying on the ground, like resting here below the dark moon. And so it's like you're definitely sitting in a very strong feminine energy here. We had the Empress at the bottom of the deck. And I think you're doing, you're kind of in this energy of being receptive to incoming soulmate relationship here. Now for some of you, you may have had contact with a Sagittarius that came in to offer a cup of love last week, but what I feel like it's like you've just been waiting for love to show up. So we're going to look at that. But I do feel like based on these next 2 weeks here, there's going to be some further understanding of what it is that needs looked at here so that that can show up. So let's clarify this first row. The Ace of Cups, we have the Ten of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. It could be that you've had your last relationship was a long-term commitment. It could have even been with an earth sign, specifically a Taurus here. That King of Pentacles, I'm pretty sure was at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. So it could have been dealing with a Taurus, but I also feel like for some of you, this is just talking about how you just, it's kind of been exhausting waiting for this to happen, right? It's like you want commitment, you want true love, you want a deep connection here. And it almost feels like that energy of, does it even exist out there? Like, you know, perhaps you've encountered a lot of players or people that just are not looking for the commitment that you're seeking, if that makes sense. With the Knight of Cups, oh, we got 2 here. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles. So you're sitting, this reading, I feel very strongly, this reading is for an Aries that is sitting in an independent, single energy, wanting to build a loving relationship with a soulmate here. And it's just been this waiting game of finding the right one. With Temperance, yeah, 9 of Swords. So it's kind of been stressful. I do feel like something perhaps long-term ended in the past, and this integration time, being single, for some of you has been very uncomfortable. For others, I feel like it's simply that it's difficult to get out there right now and meet people and actually come into contact with a new soulmate potential, right? Because with the World and the 9 of Swords here, it could even be that you've done some online dating and it's just been a disaster, right? So take that as it resonates. Not all of that will apply to all of you, but I do feel like for those of you that have tried online dating, it's been a disaster. For those of you that have had a longer term relationship end in the past, I do feel like you've been single for some time here. And it's just like you're wondering if it's ever going to, love is ever going to show up. So this week, so the last week of January, we have the Exorcist in the reverse. So we get its shadow attribute, and it says fear of facing your own demons. So there's something here that is serving as a blockage. We have the 5 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles. And there's something here showing up that needs your attention with this 8 of Pentacles. This is about, you know, work on the self. This could be that you've just really, you know, kind of dove into your work environment as a means of kind of waiting this out. Like you're really working on your own stability here, and I do feel like you're in a good place and working towards a really positive place financially for yourself. But work might actually be serving as a distraction from the non-existent love life here, or the really bad dating pool that you've experienced, right? But there's certainly something here with this Five of Swords that needs addressed, that needs your cultivation and attention, so that it can be something kind of purged from your energy to allow that relationship to come in. And I do feel like you're going to gain some clarity here in the next week as to what that is. With Venus being retrograde, Mercury being retrograde, I see that showing up here strongly. We're all doing a lot of shadow work to really purge old habits, old experiences from our system, so that we can level up for the next best for our timeline, right? So let's see if we can get some details on what this is. Five of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. And the Empress. So I do feel like that's your energy here, Aries, this Empress feminine energy. There could be something from your intuitive side that is being resisted, some sort of conflict that you're having with your own inner guidance. We do have the moon showing up here strongly, and then the void moon here in the first week. So there's definitely a feminine aspect of yourself that is, it's like perhaps you're resisting the guidance that is coming in for you. Let's see. With this Seven of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords and the Sun. There's definitely something here keeping you stuck in your head, with this sword activity showing up here, and it being the Five and the Eight of Swords, along with this Nine of Swords here with Temperance. It feels like a lot of mental chatter happening, worries, fears, inner conflict. I also want to say for some of you that your inner dialogue to yourself is kind of rough. Like you're not being very nice to yourself when it comes to how you think of yourself. This could be like you look in the mirror and you talk negatively in your head about how you look, because the Empress is showing up here, and so that's strong attraction. That's this very divine feminine energy. So there could be something going on with, like, you know, maybe you're body shaming yourself or something about your own feminine aspect that you're not secure about or comfortable with. With the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Pentacles. So I do feel like there's something coming in from, there's some change up showing up here. Now there could be contact coming in to you, but I'm almost wondering if you would even notice it right now because of this energy that you're sitting in mentally. With this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this is, we have the Six of Swords clarifying it. I do feel like from a universal standpoint, you're being kind of pushed and prodded and encouraged to explore this aspect of yourself. Let's see if we can get any more on that Five of Swords. It showed up twice there. I also feel like with this Sun here, I mean, you're definitely seeking happiness and you're ready to work towards it, right? This innocence and freedom and liberation here. But I feel like something in your mental programming is stopping you, is serving as a blockage here. There could also be this fear, this conflict with how many people have approached you, perhaps even during online dating, if that applies to you, but in the dating scene or in the search for, a true soulmate kind of thing. It does feel like, how I was talking about that negative self-talk, this body shaming, this beauty shaming kind of thing, like perhaps you're overly critical of your appearance here. But then with this Knight of Wands showing up here too, I also feel like perhaps there's some insecurity when it comes to kind of putting yourself out there, because most of the experiences that you've had have been with masculine energies that are highly sexualized and not interested in that level of connection or commitment. And so on repeat, you've been encountering these people that just want to get hot in the sheets and move along to the next thing, is kind of what I'm feeling there. So let's look at next week and see what else we get here. We have the moon, and you can see we have all the cycles of the moon. So a very strong feminine energy showing up here as well. But what this card talks about specifically is that the moon experiences both light and dark, right? So we have the dark moon here, and then we have a full moon here at the center. And so from a feminine aspect, it's like this is encouraging you to look at the light and shadow sides of yourself. And then we have this Two of Swords, which, much like the Eight of Swords, you can see that she's blindfolded. So there's something you're not seeing, but then look at this big moon under here. So it's like there's some sort of intuitive, I feel like your intuition is telling you what it would take to get to this long-term stability, legacy, this Ten of Pentacles experience, which for me is kind of like the Ten of Cups plus all the material abundance combined. So for me, it's not just emotional fulfillment, it's physical fulfillment as well. Family, home, stability, right? And then we have this Ace of Swords. So I do feel like there's some kind of breakthrough coming in for you. And it could very well be, as we're getting into the first week of February here for this week, it could very well be related to Venus stationing direct. Because that's going to help bring in even more insight here. I just kind of feel like, Aries, for whoever this reading is for, there's this, it's almost like you're trying to hide your feminine here because you've dealt with very distorted masculine energy in the past. And because of that, that same mental programming goes through your head as well. Like you should look a certain way, or you should dress a certain way, or you should show a certain amount of cleavage, or whatever, it is. But I think that mental activity, that way that you speak to yourself, is actually what's drawing in those distorted masculines to you. Because if you switch up how you see yourself, which is the divine feminine here, the Empress. If you saw yourself clearly, then these players need not apply, if that makes sense. Let's look at this Two of Swords. We have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. With the Ten of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. With the Ace of Swords, look at that clarity showing up. We have the Hanged Man, the sudden awareness here. Oh my gosh. And the Divine Masculine in the form of the Emperor. So it's kind of like as you explore that light and dark aspect of the self, all this stuff shows up. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, so I do feel like somebody is coming in here. Could very well be a fire sign, another fire sign here. We have Aries as well in the form of the Emperor. And then this could be Leo, Sagittarius here as well with the King of Wands. We have some Pisces here too. So I do feel like as you kind of explore and do some shadow work here, and of course there's a number of ways to do that. You can do some YouTube searches, you can do some meditation, because it does look like we've got a lot of mental chatter that it would help to kind of zoom out from. You could do some positive affirmations. There's a number of things you could try. But I think as soon as you do that, then you have this. There's clearly a choice showing up here with the Two of Swords, Two of Wands. Somebody is going to offer a commitment here. I mean, we did have the Ace of Cups, now the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. So there is this new beginning coming in here. And for some of you, it could be partially in line with you taking a new career. For some of you might be moving on from an old workplace into a new position, and that could be where you meet this person. But I feel like this person gives you a new sense of understanding of what a true masculine in his divine state behaves like. I do feel like there will be stability as well as passion. So it's like you get the passion of this Knight of Wands, but not the flightiness, right? Not the in and out, wham bam, thank you ma'am. This is more like it's just part of the relationship. Of course, you'll have to use your intuition and decide to accept this offer. There could actually be two separate individuals here, this King of Wands and then the Emperor. So it could very well be that you have a choice here. With this Temperance in the past, like I said, for some of you, this could have been a relationship that ended with a Sagittarius, and then he or she shows up here again. And you might be a bit guarded against this person. But I do feel like you're going to gain some clarity when it comes to your values and relationships and how those two play together and what you're willing to accept versus what you were perhaps dabbling in the past. That is almost the entirety of Venus retrograde in Capricorn is that those values are being re-evaluated, right? Like this equal give and take kind of energy. And it may be that you over provided in relationships in the past compared to your partners, and it caused conflict. Like you were putting in all the effort with the 7 and 8 of Pentacles, and meanwhile they were just being a player. So I hope that helped you. I hope that helped to shed some light on this particular situation. And heads up, reminder that I will be putting out that second Venus love reading as she moves direct. So that'll be coming out next week. So that could offer some additional insight into what's changed for you during her retrograde phase. As she's moving direct, that clarity will continue to come in, and you'll kind of come out the other side completely transformed, because there's so many interactions happening with Pluto in particular. So thanks for being here, Aries. I hope that was helpful. See you next time.